The GTD methodology defines a project as anything that requires more than one action to complete. Some people believe that creates too many projects for your list. Hi, I'm Dave Edwards. That's the question I put to David Allen, the author of GTD Getting Things
I
Done.
was talking to someone who read your book and questioned me, and so now I'll question you about your definition of projects, which in the GTD book you've said time and time again that if it requires more than one action, it's a project. And he questioned whether or not that was an that he said everything that he does has more than one action, and if he follows your rule he's going to have 300 projects on his list, whereas some of them are really two action things. I mean, if it's like the example you always use, buy birthday present from mom, well, that isn't a really big project. It's like, think about what you want and go buy the present. I mean, so is that really a project? You want to redefine projects for us?
No, I don't need to.
you're
You can call
you're
it a project
comfortable
if
with
you
that
want.
definition of
If you think getting a present for mom is some outcome you're automatically going to do, that you don't need any other reminder and it's off your mind, knowing you're just going to do it just because you're going to walk around and see something and buy it for mom. I don't call that a. That's just reminders ad hoc as they show up in life. I don't write all that down. But if it's, hey, I need to celebrate mom's birthday, how are you going to do that? A present, or a party, or whatever. Yeah, now you got a project. Well, why not? Why not call these projects and then be able to mark them off quick? You'll feel a lot better. Like, wow, look at how much I accomplished. What's your allergy to calling something a project? Well, if you're thinking or worrying about it, then you better do something so you stop thinking of worrying about it. If you're not thinking or worrying about it, forget it.
yeah.
Let it happen as it happens. Come on, one or the other. I just say, what do you need to do to get mom off your mind? And if you don't need to do anything because it's gonna naturally just show up in the course of your life, then great. You don't need to add anything to your list. You don't need to add any more tasks to try to track.
See, I think that people have this vision of you, David, where you're writing everything down and you've got all these neat lists and everything is, you've got the right component for the right action, and nothing ever gets lost because you've got these massive project lists. I think they're maybe trying to see how they can get to the level of zen that you are at.
I don't know how to answer that. I don't know that I'm some level of zen. I just have these notes, a little note in my in basket, and I have two grapefruit spoons in my in basket because I ordered them because I had a pocket knife that I carried with me the last time I tried to get on a plane and they were about to take it from me. And they said, okay, you better pack this, in your suitcase before. And I went, oh, come on. But the reason I carry a pocket knife is because I need to cut a lemon for my lemon juice in the morning, every morning. And then I realized that many years ago, what I found was a grapefruit spoon that has serrated edges. So you can use grapefruit, you can cut the lemon with the edge, and nobody cares in customs or at the border. So now I have to figure out, where do I put these now? Do I put them in my travel drawer? Probably give one to Catherine if issue. Anyway, I still have to do all this. I don't know, how zen is that? It's just figuring out what to do with life as it shows up, or what I've created in life, so that I don't need to keep thinking about that.
Right.
So I don't really know how to address.
Well, I think it's
What you
helpful
just
for
said.
us. I think it's helpful for us when you kind of admit that you know your life is not that well organized. Because our we don't feel that organized, and so for you to show that things aren't exactly perfect, that your inbox builds up, and that you have all these notes you can't read later, it almost like makes us feel more human.
Hey, I forgot two interviews. I've never forgotten any interview, uh, and much less two with the same guy. And I was so apologetic about it. I couldn't believe it. And he finally wrote back and said, well, I think the universe is saying it's probably not time for us to do this. Thanks for that spin on it. But I didn't do it. And the reason was I didn't have a very busy day. And I used to be a waiter many years ago. And the worst time to be a waiter is when it's not busy. When you're not busy, it's so easy to screw up, so easy to forget things. It's so easy to, as opposed to being in your groove and on. It's busy and we got this thing on and so forth. And those were days I had only one thing like on my calendar. And so I just forgot to look at my calendar.
Yeah.
You know, so it's funny. So you know, and it's embarrassing since you teach this stuff to, you know, keep your agreements with it, you know, that I do that. But I hope everybody knows I am quite human. And you know, I like being spontaneous and relaxed and not having to worry about much of anything. That's how I came up with GTD and how I put it all together. And the reason I do that is so that I can be in this sort of more free-form state to sort of follow my intuitive hunches. You know, that's my style anyway. So all I do is set up systems and do stuff so that I can keep doing that.
Sure.
Now, I don't know if you, so I don't know how organized you need to be. Yeah, there's certain things you just need to be organized enough. Come on, if you want to cook dinner for friends and your kitchen's out of control, you're going to have to get it organized enough so you can do that. And so, you know, people say, "Oh, you're so organized." I go, "Well, what do you like to do?" "I like to play golf." "Show me your golf clubs. They're neat as a pin." I like to paint. "Show me your paint." "Show me." Neat as a pin. So whatever people love to do, they usually have that structured in such a way that they can enjoy doing it without being distracted about stuff they can't find and can't deal with. I just do that about life.
Well, I'm glad this is an interview that you remembered, because it's always a pleasure talking with you. And I want to thank you very much for spending some time with us today.
Always a pleasure, Dave. Yay. Hopefully somebody got some value out of our chat. So, yay.
David Allen is the author of GTD, Getting Things Done. I get to talk with him periodically. If you have questions for David, post them below or email them to me at daveedwards@outlook.com. And oh, by the way, subscribe to this series and then you won't miss any of my conversations with David. I'm Dave Edwards.